Good morning. This is William Ross of ViralHair.com. We're talking to Mr. Rico Ross. Actor who's done a lot of stuff. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing great. Unfortunately, you're going to have my morning voice. I'm not a morning person.
I have to have several gallons of coffee sometimes myself. I dig it.
There you go.
Now, again, like I said, I looked over your filmography and I saw that you were produced and starred in the video with Whitney Houston, "Saving All My Love."
Yes, yes. I actually played a producer, and I started with her, and I was the guy she was saving her love for.
Right.
Amazing experience. At the time, though, people didn't know who Whitney was. She was just a beautiful, talented girl. And I remember I'm sitting in the producer's chair, and she's on the other side of the glass singing, and the director had done about 4 takes, and it wasn't working. And he says, "Whitney, can you actually sing?" Because she was mouthing.
Yeah.
And when she started singing, let me tell you, I fell in love. She is something special, and a lot of people that are that beautiful, you think they can just lean on their looks, but she really had a voice that just it went right through you.
Right. She's the people who had a different talent you could utilize and balance out pretty well.
Exactly, exactly.
Now, speaking along those lines, you've done like and Aliens. You're here touring with the cast. Obviously, you've done
Right.
Frost, which awesome role.
Thank you.
And being from military, the way you guys portrayed military folks, I really appreciated a lot of what y'all did. Very
Oh,
respectful.
thank you for your service.
Yeah.
But I tell you, kudos to James for actually getting us in a couple weeks early, putting us through boot camp to make
Right.
us actually move like a unit. And I think it translates on screen later on.
It did really well. Now, how many? I know this is a silly question with your background, but how many different franchises do you think you've been in? Because Aliens, Mission Impossible, a couple of these crime drama type things. I mean, is there any genre you haven't played in yet, man, or what?
It's funny because last week we were honored with the Saturn Award. We all
Yeah.
in Hollywood, and at the same time, Tom Cruise was there as well. He was being honored for Mission Impossible, and I was in the same Mission Impossible, the first one,
Yeah.
that was shot the same time as Aliens. As a matter of fact, James Cameron was kind enough to allow me to shoot both movies. He scheduled around it, so I was able to shoot Aliens in London, and then fly to Prague and shoot Mission Impossible, then fly back and shoot Aliens, and then fly back and shoot. But it was a great time.
You got a lot of miles, I bet, for Delta on
Oh
that.
hell yeah!
Now, again, back to this. Is there any time you looked at some scripts of what you've done and said, guys, this is a little too off. Maybe I shouldn't jump into this right away?
I have there has been scripts like that, but I must be honest with you.
Okay.
Um, I haven't felt like I have been in a position for most of my career to pass on anything.
Right, right.
And I'm like I did a scene in Death Wish 3 where I'm playing a gang member, and I had to beat a young boy who had come on the wrong side of the tracks. I had to beat him to death with a baseball. And if I'm going to do the role, I'm going to do the role. And so when you see me in there doing that, I'm doing it with kind of viciousness that someone might do that sort of thing with.
Right.
And that was a role. That was a scene that was very hard for me. But it's a great franchise. Death Wish is a great franchise, and so I accepted the role, and I gave it as much authentication as I could.
Right.
But yeah, there has been some roles where the scripts weren't as well as good as I wanted to, but as I think it was Michael Caine said, sometimes when you enjoy a certain level of living in life, you have to take a lower level of film.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Now, how long have you been doing the con stuff? I mean, because
Wow. I don't know. I mean, the film is Aliens is 40 years old this year,
right.
and I think I probably started doing the cons maybe 5 years afterwards. So
Wow.
maybe for about the last 35 years. And when you first started, you think this is going to be something. Had no idea that 40 years later we'd still be talking about this movie. And kudos to the producer Gillian Hurd and James Cameron for the vision they had for understanding that the special effects of the 80s were going to date the film, and so they didn't use those special effects. And because of that, I think if you see the film now, it looks like it could have been made this year.
Yeah, and with the advent of military movies that come out so much, and and so much sci-fi military movies that followed it. Aliens very much the starting point,
Yes, I hear that from
or
fans a
taken
lot.
seriously rather, because in the 50s you had the army fighting giant bugs and all this stuff. But I think this is the first movie to take it seriously, or what the military strength could mean in a movie like this.
Yeah, again, kudos to James Cameron. His writing, his storytelling. I mean, in space to tell a story like that. His casting, I don't think he gets enough credit for his casting.
Oh yeah, you guys blended together really well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No, but if you look at casting, women, he was ahead of the game in putting women in lead roles. If you
right.
look at Aliens in particular, every female in that movie was a badass. Even the little girl who was on the island on the planet when they first discovered her, she was the only survivor. Everybody else had died off. So every woman, Vasquez, every woman was a badass, and I think James was ahead of the game on that.
Yeah, because you know, even in the '90s when I joined the military, that made female pilots. There definitely wasn't any front line people like Vasquez. It's very, like I said, ahead of time approach, but it was all done in such a natural way. It was like, okay, here's a storyline. We're just gonna throw these people into it and let's run with it. And that was the beautiful part about the movie.
Thank you so much. And yeah, it was great writing, and it all starts with the script. And when I got the script from James, I had also had interest from Stanley Kubrick to do Full Metal Jacket. James wasn't a known name then.
Right.
Every actor wanted to work with Stanley Kubrick.
Of course.
And I seen James first, and I told James about the Kubrick job, and he says, "Well, listen, before you accept anything, just please do me a favor, come and see me before you accept anything." So I ended up meeting with Kubrick, and he wanted to give me wanted to hire me for 8 weeks, and only overlapped 1 week. And so I went back to James as being a man of my word, and I told James, I said, "Listen, I think I'm going to do the Full Metal Jacket because it's Stanley Kubrick." And James convinced me to do Aliens, and said, "I'll allow you to shoot Mission Impossible at the same time. I'll schedule around you." And history.
That's awesome. Now, do you have any projects coming up that you can talk about, or?
I just finished a film last week called What Heroes Do. I'm excited about that one. It's a beautiful movie. I also have a movie coming out called The Gospel of Christmas that comes out, I think, in November. That movie, I can't talk about it much because they haven't announced the cast yet. I
Okay.
probably shouldn't even be saying anything. But I'm so excited about this movie. This movie is going to make a lot of noise. And then I have another movie that's called Want to Play. And it's a horror movie where I play a Catholic priest. So I'm excited about how that's going to come out as well. I know my horror. They want to see if you put a decent horror movie out, they will come. It's like the movie. If you build it, they will come. So I'm excited about that movie coming out.
Well, thank you for sharing with us today. I really appreciate your time, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.